What's up, YouTube? So today's topic, I'm gonna talk about my trauma, the my pain, the mental health battles I have to go through every single day and consistently, and just I guess I'll talk about some of the things that I've been through that really caused me a lot of great pain and a lot of bitterness and anger. I'm also gonna talk about frets what really frustrates me dealing with people, just dealing with society. I'm also going to talk about how I view the Creator, how I view God, how I view the universe, right? And I'm also going to talk about my hardships and the things I had to experience currently and growing up. So, it might be all over the place, but I'm just going to speak on mine so I can release my racing thoughts. It's kind of like therapy in a way, but let's get to it. Where do I start? So if you're not familiar with my channel, I do talk about my dysfunctional family. I do talk about dealing with dysfunctional people, dealing with disrespectful people. Um, just in my videos, I do talk about just assholes in this world, right? Quote unquote friends that are assholes, family members. There's a lot of nasty, disrespectful, emotionally unintelligent, dysfunctional people, right? And throughout life, right? Throughout life growing up, I've always dealt with a lot of mean, nasty people, right? I've been around bullies. I've been around like as assholes. I've been bad mouthed by people, and this is where you get your narcissism from. I've dealt with a lot of narcissists, a lot of energy vampires, and that's what happens when you have a strong purpose in life. When you have a light in you, growing up, you're gonna attract a lot of quote unquote demons or people who have demonic entities attached to them, trying to scar you and try to harm you throughout life, right? And that's been the story of my life, even when I was in middle school, elementary school, all throughout high schools, and away from schools. I've always dealt with a lot of narcissistic people, a lot of people who try to cuss me out, who try to bring me down. I had a lot of sleepless nights, a lot of crying, a lot of heartbreak, dealing with a lot of people bad mouthing me, man. And from a spiritual aspect, from a spiritual side, people call it the Jezebel spirit trying to fuck with you, and people do experience that. If you experience a lot of abuse throughout your whole life, it's not a coincidence. It's the Jezebel spirit. It's demonic entities, these forces, these beings, these lower vibrational beings, trying to inhabit in people's bodies so they can fuck with you, so they can harm you. And this is why. And once I found out about these types of information, everything made sense. It made sense why I came from a dysfunctional family. It made sense why I was bullied a lot growing up, and I was bullied a lot by my family members. I've been sucker punched by by my stepdad. I've been cussed out at by my siblings. I've been bad mouthed. I've been invalidated. I came from very emotionally unavailable parents. I had an absent father, and just all this shit. I remember me and my family, like, we don't even hug like that. Like, I barely get hugs. I probably get hugs like probably like 3 times a year, maybe even 2 times a year, man. But and there's been reports and studies that growing up, if you don't have a hug, or if you never received a hug growing up, or just all through your life, your human body can feel physical damage. Throughout all my life, so yeah, so I never experienced hugs or affection like that, especially when I got older. Also, all through my life, I never been in a romantic relationship. I never been into a connection like that. So me, I'm a virgin. I never had sex like that, but so I don't know what it's like, and I'm 25 too, so it's crazy. So I never experienced like having that sexual feelings or having that sexual exchange with another person. I never experienced that. I always wanted one, but for some reason I can't attract that. You know, no matter how many times I try to a date with women, no matter times I try to put myself out there, it's just I always get rejected, and I'm just like, okay, you know. So that's why I'm into a self love journey. This is why I'm so big on healing and so big on self improvement. This is why I spend my time extremely wisely, you know. So this is how it is. I feel like, at least for me, if you're watching this video, you may view this video differently. But how I view my life, I feel like God is constantly putting me through a lot of fucked up situations, mentally and physically, because God wants me to overcome this shit. Even though God put me in these situations in the first place, but yeah, God still wants me to overcome it. So in the future, I can help other people out. You know what I'm saying? And I really don't like that about my life. I really hate that. I feel like I'm cursed. But there's a saying: God gives his toughest soldier. God gives his toughest soldiers his toughest battles. You know, and I understand that. I don't want to come across as egotistical or arrogant, but because everyone goes through their trials and errors and their struggles and their battles in life. That's one of the reasons why. So I know I'm not the only one that's experiencing this, but that's one of the reasons why I hate this human experience so much. I hate being a human body. I hate this existence. I hate God. I hate the creator. I hate the universe, because I feel like no matter what, the human body will always experience some type of pain, no matter what. You know, everybody goes through trials and errors. A lot of people goes through a lot of physical and mental pains throughout life, right? This is how this world is. You know, I don't agree with it, but it's how God wants it to be, just so we could overcome it and better ourselves, right? And better other people in the process. But in order for us to do that, you got to experience a lot of pain. Even if you're trying to become great in life, you're going to experience a lot of pain, and unfortunately, that's how God sets it up to be. But yeah. So all my life, I've always wanted love. I always wanted romantic love, but not yes that too. But like me, I consider myself a hopeless romantic. You know, I do have hopes that like one day I'll meet the love of my life, but just got to keep the faith, I guess. But so far it does look pretty good. And so far I'm always single, but and even if I do find a partner or a connection, me and that one person, more than likely, we're not gonna see eye to eye. I'm just assuming that because how my life habits are, is very different than most people. A lot of people don't practice their fasting for weeks or days. A lot of people aren't on a vegan diet. A lot of people don't like to work out as much as I do. A lot of people, like, I study a lot. Like I've considered myself to have a strong work ethic, and like I watch a lot of YouTube videos and I watch a lot of videos about spirituality, and I feel like a lot of people aren't into those kind of stuff, which is fine. But and not knowing that, but me, I consider myself sensitive, so I require a lot of like basic respects. I require a lot of like just, again, basic respect, not to cross my boundaries. Because whenever I come to a connection, my intention is to treat you with respect and kindness and show you a lot of love. But no matter what, the people I'm always around with, they're always disrespecting me. They're always like bad mouthing me. It's just, I'm not with that. It's why I have to cut a lot of people off. I have to distance myself from a lot of people, because all my life I've experienced a lot of abuse and just a lot of hurtful actions towards people. So what makes you think I'm gonna tolerate any less the older I'm getting? I'm not with that. So this is why I'm more strict when it comes to setting boundaries with people. But the root cause of all this, the reason why I'm attracting a lot of shitty people, and the reason why I'm always single, is because I have a inner child wound based on what I've learned. You know, so growing up, I had parents who aren't as loving, who aren't as present as I would like them to be. I have a very emotionally unavailable mother. She's very mentally unstable. I don't want to go into detail, but she's very like narcissistic, not purposely, but she's very dysfunctional. Like her mindset is very fucked up, and like she makes miscalled judgments. You know, very crazy. It's crazy. It's sad, but and my father, he's present here and there, and my parents divorced too. But like, my parents divorced when I was like 14, and that really scarred me. But what really scarred me the most was when I found out my parents divorced, was the fact that my parents never gave me clarity on why they divorced. I'm 25, and still to this day, I still don't know why they divorced. You know, I'm not sure if I should go more into detail about my personal business like that. I kind of do, but it's a lot to explain, and I'm not sure if I should put their business out there or not. I probably not. I'm just gonna speak on some parts of it, but just know that I found out a lot of painful shit that I feel like the average teen shouldn't have to find out when I was dealing or on why how I figured out what my parents were doing behind closed doors while they were divorced. I found out a lot of things where the average teenager my age shouldn't really have to go through or experience by themselves. It's fucked up, but it's how it is. But even when my parents divorced when I was 14, like I never got that proper explanation. I never had that clarity on why they broke up. I still don't know why. I still don't have that clarity. So I'm still confused. But now that I'm older, I understand. It's because it's life. Life happens. Money, financial situations. It's not you as a person. If you're going through a divorce, it's not your fault. It's your parents. It's the things what they had to deal with. It's their financial problems. It's their life situations. It's how their mindset is. It's just life. Life is always unexpected, and life always has its ups and downs. You know what I'm saying? That's his life. But I feel like that really scarred me. But again, so I have a father. We will hang out here and there, but more so, he's usually always absent, or like he's not as present I would like him to be, especially growing up. Like, you know how divorces are, man. Divorces are extremely tough. Like, it doesn't matter what age you are. If you're going through a divorce, that can really scar any human being, man. In my opinion, it can really scar a child. It could scar a teen, and it could scar an adult. Divorces aren't pretty, but it's just life. A lot of people experience family divorces, and like growing up, I didn't realize how much that had an effect on me until now, and it really scarred me, growing up. And I can see how it's affecting me in my current life now that I'm 25 years old as an adult, through connections, through the people I'm interacting with, right? This is how it is, but it's crazy. Um, but yeah, now I'm gonna talk about my family, right? Oh yeah, but my father, he's cool. He's absent. Me and him, we do get along. But growing up, I feel like I wasn't able to get to see. It's not his fault necessarily, but it's just how divorces and like finances. So like they didn't have enough finances for me to spend time with him as much, and so I was pretty much growing up with a fatherless figure. Growing up, my father, he never really taught me how to drive a car. He never taught me how to like set boundaries for myself. He never really taught me how to become a man. He never taught me how to like he never taught me about like basic principles of how to become a man, such as finances, such as dating women, such as driving a car, how a car works, how to become independent, how to adjust with life after high school. I feel like it's not that he didn't care, it's more so he lacked a lot of knowledge and that he wasn't aware enough, or like he had a lot going on where he didn't have enough time to teach me basic adult skills when you're trying to become a man in life, right? That's my guess, which makes sense. Which I know, I'm not guessing. I mean, I know, but it's how life is. So this is why, like, I'm so big on self improvement. I'm so big on being disciplined, spending time wisely. I'm not saying I'm perfect at it. I do struggle a lot. I still attract a lot of toxic people. I struggle with boundaries a lot. Like I consider myself as a people pleaser. I hate that shit so much, but it's just trauma. And not only that, but I'm always around these nasty people. We have a lot of nasty people in this world. A lot of people like to use people, especially me. I notice a lot of people like to use me, and this is why I'm trying to focus on setting better boundaries with people. And this is how it is. But when it comes to my romantic connections, I've always dated women who were very disrespectful, who were very emotionally unavailable. They weren't disrespectful, but like how they will reject me. Like whenever they'll reject me or whenever they'll break up with me, they'll never give me the proper closure on why they broke up with me. Like they'll ghost me and they'll leave me with no explanation on why they broke up with me, So for me that was extremely traumatizing. And I've dealt 3 types of women that were like that. But that was more so after high school. So probably when I was like in my I'm 25, so I'm in my mid 20s. But when I was in my early 20s, like 21, 22, that was when I was dating women. I was first introduced into dating, and the three types of women that I've dated and that I've only dated, they're the same. They're emotionally unavailable, and whenever we'll argue or like whenever we'll break up, they'll never give me any type of explanation on why they broke up with me in the first place. They just left me hanging. They pretty much ghosted me, and that really scarred me. It sucked, man. I did cry out a lot. I had to grieve a lot. Like I had to purge out a lot. Like it was extremely painful. I don't wish this shit on anyone. Like breakups are extremely painful, especially when you love someone so much. But then you two just go through a nasty breakup. It's extremely traumatizing. You know, and that's where you get your traumatic reenactments from. This is where you get your like trauma bond from. It's insane. But growing up, well, I don't know, it might be all over the place, but me, I came from a dysfunctional family, right? And I'm not saying like, I understand no one's perfect. I don't understand I'm judgmental, but I'm talking about, I know what I've experienced from my family, and I'm not gonna bullshit myself. I'm not gonna lie to myself, because I know I'm not gonna gaslight myself, because I know what they did, and I know what they did was extremely wrong. Especially the older I'm getting, the more I'm away from them, the more I'm trying to heal myself, the more I'm starting to realize that what they did was not okay, it was not right, and it was kind of fucked up on what they've done. So it's a lot to explain, but it might be all over the place. But with my family members, I've experienced family members who would lay their hands on me, who would cuss me out, who would just be extremely disrespectful towards me, and like just the household I was in, it was extremely chaotic. Like I had some siblings who had a couple baby mamas. I had a specific sibling who had a baby mama, right? I mean, he had two baby mamas, and my sibling, and like he always have kids around the house. And like me, I was trying to study. Me, I love to live at a peaceful environment, but him and his baby mamas, they're always arguing, they're always fighting, and like the baby would like be around the house and cry a lot. They always play their like TVs extremely loud. It was just extremely stressful for me. Like it was hard for me to focus on my studies. I was going crazy, and like while I was living in that house, like I was constantly in a fight or flight mode. So not only was I experiencing a lot of physical and mental abuse from these family members from time to time, but I also can't get a peace of mind because they'll always like argue, they always fight, they always yell, they always scream, and like they always play their fucking TV shows and their television with the volume up extremely high, and it's just like what the fuck, It's insane. I do have a twin brother. Me and him, we never really got along because, like, with him, he'll usually cuss me out from here and there, or like he'll throw tantrums at me, or like he'll lie to the family members to me for no reason. I'm not sure it's because he's envious or jealous of me, or like I don't know what, but like he'll project a lot of his angers and insecurities onto me for no reason, and I never understood that. Even like when we were younger, like he always cussed me out. He always call me like a fat ass here and there, and like that really gets me, that really hurt me, He was a bully, but that's the type of shit God put me through, man. So I don't know why, but so all my life I've always dealt with like disrespectful people who badmouth me, and it can work to your advantage. Now, if you're experiencing all that, it's a clear sign that more than likely you have a strong purpose. Usually people who are meant to do great things in life, people who have a strong purpose in life, usually God will put these same people through a lot of abusive, toxic, painful situations growing up in life. It's like their first half, they have to go through so much pain, trial and error, and abuse. In their second half of life, they experience a lot of abundance, bliss, and happiness. It's just how it is. I don't know why. In my opinion, it's so God can make you stronger, and so you can help other people. But you're also dealing with generational curses. So it depends on your past life, your karmic ties, or like what your soul wanted you to experience, and your soul mission regarding to breaking generational curses. Based on what I've learned. It's easier said than done. It's not easy, but I despite all that, I'm not saying it was right. I'm not saying it's okay, because me, I'm still struggling with that. I'm still struggling. Like me, I have an overreactive nervous system. I'm always in a fight or flight mode. I have a lot of anxiety, but as years go by, I am getting a lot of better. I am doing a lot of meditations. I'm doing a lot of yoga stretches. Um, as a person, I'm becoming more calm as a person. I'm becoming a lot more stable, a lot more mentally stable. Me, I've always been a stable person. I've always been a strong-minded person. It's just the fact that I was put in a very fucked up environment with abusive family members, unfortunately. But me, I'm such a strong person, in my opinion, that I'm still standing and I'm still alive and I'm still trying to become a better human being, despite all the despite all the harshness, all the just nasty people I've been around with, I've been exposed to. You know what I'm saying? If anything, I'm learning from these people, and like these same people I've been around with, these are the people. These are people the prime example of who I don't want to become. I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm not saying I'm an angel, but there are times where I'll have bad habits. There are times where like I'll fall into addictions or like I'll treat people nasty by accident or on purpose. But at times I do try to become a better version of myself. I do try to become a very um, noble person, pretty much, where I treat people with respect and kindness. A decent, good human being with a good heart. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to keep my innocence, and just the fact that I still have my innocence, just the fact that I have that awareness, I feel like I should be very proud of myself, but also like I have a long way to go. But um, if I can handle these situations, I feel like life can't really knock me down like that, even though it is painful. But shit, I don't know. Once I get to the other side of it, once I heal from these situations, once I'm healed from these situations, I can only imagine how strong I'll become. But it's a lot. It's not easy though. This is why like I'm big on, again, self love, self help. But in the future, I am gonna seek out like therapy or like mental health therapists or like just therapists with mental health and therapists with nervous system, because I feel like I've been through a lot. I feel like life has really beaten me down at times to the point where like it is affecting my day-to-day lives. It's hard. It's not easy. um, no matter how many times you work out, no matter how many times you do yoga, you meditate, if your mental health is not right, your body won't be right. Mental health is extremely important. And like I said on my previous videos, the mind is extremely powerful. The mind controls the body, right? So if your mind is not right, your body won't be right. No matter how many times you try to take care of the body, you gotta take care of the mind. The mind, the human brain, is connected to everything. This is why in the future I will seek out therapy, and this is why I feel like I'm so blessed to be in the military. The fact that I was able to join, I almost kind of gave up because it's been my dream to join the military after high school, but like I almost gave up my dream because it was a struggle for me to join the military. Because before you join the military, you you gotta take the test called the ASVAB, and in order for you to pass, you need a 31 minimum score. It's not by percentage; it's by score. Um, when I took the ASVAB test to join the military, the first four tests I failed. My scores was a below a 31, so I scored like a 9, I scored like a 15, I scored like a 23, I scored like a 28, and that would really discourage me. And at times I just felt like giving up because like I was studying a lot, I was putting in a lot of work. Growing up, I always struggled with school. I wasn't good at math, reading, any of that. I always struggled with tests, and I almost gave up my dream. It took me years just to join the military, but recently, a couple years ago, I finally passed my ASVAB test. I scored above average. I got a 50, and I qualified for some a decent amount of jobs, and I was able to join. And now I'm here. Now I'm living my dream. I love what I do. I feel like it really takes care of me. But the benefits, this and that, not just on the benefits, but I just wanted to do it because I'm very interested in the military. I'm interested in becoming a soldier, and that really helps me out. Because in the military, the benefits, you have access to like pretty much free healthcare. Like you have access to like a free therapist, or like you could talk to a counselor. They're very big on mental health. Like they do take care of the soldiers, and that's one of the reasons why I'm so blessed to be in the military. I'm away from my toxic family. I'm away from abusive situations, and just it's bullshit. I feel like the military is a stepping stone for me to reach success and to reach the type of life I want to live. in the future, I just gotta utilize my benefits to the best of my ability, such as the GI Bill, or like just tuition assistance, just college, and then their health benefits as well. But and free food. I love eating food. But anyways, again, and when I'm talking about my family members or anyone, I'm not saying they're evil. I'm not trying to talk shit to them. I'm just speaking now on the things I've been through with them and what they put me through and how it affected me now or even growing up. It really scarred me. But I'm so mad because like I have to do so much healing work and I had to release so much trauma and baggage just so I could live the type of life I want to live in. Just so I could use manifestation, so I could use law of attraction to the best of my benefit, just so I could attract good things into my life, just so I could have a lot of confidence and being healed and just living in the present moment. And that's another thing when you've experienced a lot of pain and trauma throughout life, is that like, at least for me, is that like I have a tough time of staying in the moment. I have a tough time staying present. I have a tough time staying grounded. I'm always daydreaming. I think it's called maladaptive daydreaming, or like I'm always like in fight or flight mode, or like I'm always like, it's hard for me to enjoy certain things in the moment. I do enjoy them, but not as much because I'm so used to, my body's filled with so much trauma and pain from what I've experienced from family members, from other people, damn near my whole life. But like, so it's hard for me to like remain present in the present moment. I'm always daydreaming, or like I gotta act a certain way towards people because of the things I've been through. And one day, I hope one day I can heal all those things. It's not gonna be easy. This is why a lot of people are so traumatized, and a lot of people like to project. A lot of people are tied to addictions. A lot of people are tied to like just bad habits. It's because of traumatic experiences, And not to mention this society, this world, it's filled with a lot of addictions, But yeah, but with my family members, just growing up, man, like I've experienced, I'm not gonna go into detail, but just growing up, I've experienced, and again, I'm not saying I'm perfect. There are times where I've been a bad family member as well. There are times where I've been toxic. There are times where I projected my angers into certain family members that I regretted as well. I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm an angel. I've done some bad shit that I really regret doing, where I feel like I could have done something better, but it's how life is. I don't hate my family, but I forgive them, but like I don't want to deal with them. So me, I cut all my family members off. I blocked all of them. I don't want to deal with them. I don't want to put up with them. I feel like I'm in a much better place mentally and physically now that I'm officially away and gone from my family. I don't got to deal with them. But they have done a lot of foul shit. I've been physically attacked by family members, physically, mentally, just verbally. I've been lied to by my family members. I've been ganged up on. I've been scapegoated. I've been outcasted. This awful shit, especially lied to, man, by siblings, by a mother figure, by a stepfather. It's extremely frustrating when you're a sane person, but you're in a house full of insane people. I'm thinking I should go more into detail because this video is going to be long, but I had family members who had really done a lot of foul shit to me, and even today I'm dealing with a lot of toxic people who would talk bad to me, people who would think they could throw their emotional baggage towards me, and then when I finally set boundaries or cuss them out or like defend myself, then they get shocked. Or like it's always funny, like with people, me personally, I don't burn bridges with people. If anything, it's the other way around. People actually burn bridges with me. So I gotta force you get the fuck away from these people, and then they get shocked. Like, no, motherfucker, you're disrespecting me. You're crossing my boundaries. You burn a lot of bridges with me. Get the fuck away from me. Get the fuck away from my life and go to hell. Even at the workplace, I've dealt with grown adults that were twice my age and twice my height who would try to fuck with me through the workplace, and I had to cuss them out, and that resulted in me getting suspended from my workplace at the mall. I'm so pissed by that. But I've dealt with work gossip. I had people like were being abusive towards me towards work situations and shit before I enlisted, and like before I enlisted to the military, I used to work at a lot of civilian jobs, and I've dealt with a lot of people who cuss me out. I've dealt with a lot of females who play a lot of mind games. It's insane. Um, but like I said before, if you have a strong purpose in life, it comes at a cost. You're gonna deal with a lot of demonic attacks. These people, they don't know what they're doing. It's these. I look at a lot of shit from a spiritual perspective. Spiritually, it's these demonic entities who like to inhabit in people's bodies so they can fuck with you, so they can scar you, and so they can bring you off your path. That's usually happens to people who are very spiritual, I guess. And I don't mean it in a egotistical way. It's just how it is. I could be dead wrong, but that's my beliefs. You know, you don't have to believe what I believe in. But yeah, I would go more into detail, but I'd rather not. Um, I did explain my dysfunctional family situations in my channel. You just gotta scroll through down the videos. You know, it's in my playlist. I think my playlist is called my dysfunctional family experience. So make sure you check that out. But me, it's been a struggle spiritually because I have a lot of anger. I have a lot of hatred towards the Creator, towards God, towards the universe. Because how I view these situations is like I always ask myself, like, why would God put me through these situations? Why would the universe put me through a lot of disrespectful people? Like, why would God force me to be born into a very abusive family? Why is it that I'm experiencing a lot of loss? Why is God putting me through a lot of painful situations dealing with people? Why am I keep attracting a lot of shitty people? Why am I forced to be around a lot of nasty people? I feel like it seems like God is forcing me to be around these types of people, even though I don't want to be around them, you know? And I get it's part of life, but me, that's how I view situations. I always feel like everything that happens in this world, I feel like God is responsible for it, because I feel like if God created man, if God created human beings, if God created this world, why would God allow so much corruption to happen, you know? And I get it. It could be our fault, it could be our free will, but still, you know, I feel like God has a lot of responsibility when it comes to humans, and I feel like just the fact that God allows all this shit to happen, it's hard for me to trust God. It's hard for me to trust the universe because of all the things I've been through, you know, it's like I'm losing my connection with the Creator or with God, you know. This, you know, it sucks, but it's been a struggle. Not only with the people I've experienced being around with, but just this world in general, this society, like it's so corrupt. We have a lot of money restrictions. A lot of people go through traumatic experiences. A lot of people go through pain, and I feel like in my mind I'm just like, why would God have put people through these situations? And again, I'm not saying it just to project, but I really do genuinely think that I really do question myself, like, why would God allow so much pain and suffering to happen for people, with me, and for this world, you know? I never understood that, but just like what they say, God works in mysterious ways, you know? But and people may say it's the devil or like it's demonic entities, which could be true, but more so I feel like God is responsible for all this shit, because I feel like, in my opinion, God is a lot stronger than these evil beings, you know. But these are my beliefs. Do not agree what I believe in, but what else? That's pretty much it. I would go more into detail, but so currently it is a struggle for me to live throughout the day. It's not severe, but like I do struggle at times with my nervous system. Like I tend to overthink a lot. I'm always experiencing anxiety. I always have rapid heartbeats. At times I do have sleepless nights, because of all the things I've experienced. Like sometimes I have sleepless nights. Sometimes I feel extremely traumatized and disturbed at random times throughout the day where I have sleepless nights. I could have PTSD, honestly. Just me explaining it sounds like PTSD from what I've experienced from like toxic family members, just abusive family members, or from abusive quote unquote friends that I've dealt with, friends who will talk nasty to me, through the workplace, through breakups, through isolation, through lack of romantic love, all that shit. Through like my parents' divorce, through like me struggling with finances and me not having a car, even though I'm 25. Just all this shit, like it pretty much it's traumatizing. So that's probably why so I could have PTSD from all these situations. Who knows, man? But I'm definitely gonna get it checked out, and I am excited and looking forward to going to therapy. It's not severe, like I said. Me, I consider myself as a strong person. I'm not like I know what I can and can't handle. Like I know my body. Trust me, I know what I could take and how much I can't take. Trust me, I know. So I'm not. It's not severe, but I do got to seek out professional help in some way. Just so I could like heal my body. I feel like I'm a smart guy too, so like I know how to research, I know how to study, so I don't know too much, but I know who to go to on how to heal trauma, on how to heal my nervous system, on what steps to take, not only learning but on how to take action. Me, I'm constantly fasting. I'm constantly doing I'm fasting so I can release trauma. I'm doing a lot of full body yoga stretches every day so I can release trauma. I'm meditating, doing breath work so I can work on my trauma. I'm I'm screaming. I'm screaming, crying, put my head through the pillow so I like scream so no one can hear me so I can release a lot of trauma. I'm exercising. I'm exercising. I'm eating healthy. You know, um, taking care of my body. Showering, getting nice haircuts. Dressing nice. So brushing my teeth. So I know how to take care of myself. I know how to heal, but sometimes you need that extra hand. Sometimes you need that professional help. Growing up, I hate asking for help so much. It's not that I'm prideful. It's just that I like being independent and I like being self-driven and self-focused. So it kills me when I need to ask for help. But what I've learned in life is that like sometimes you have to ask for help. It's okay to ask for help. It's okay. It's okay not to be okay. And sometimes that extra hand or a group of hands can help you and can steer you to the right directions. And there are the answers you've been looking for. Sometimes that helping hand is your breakthrough. So short video. I would go more into detail, but this video is actually shorter than I expected. I'm kind of tired, but I guess my best advice is if you're experiencing what I'm experiencing, or if you're experiencing something different or at least similar, just know that you're not alone. Just know that you have people like me and other people who also experience a lot of hardships, dealing with family members, dealing with just abusive friends, just co-workers, work situations, or dealing with abusive adults. Just know that you're not alone, and just know that if you're experiencing all this, just know you have a very strong purpose in life, and that you matter, and that God wants the best for you. It's just you're experiencing a lot of spiritual warfare, and the fact that it's okay to ask for help, and that there are people that are willing to help you. You have people that do love you, and when people do hurt you, it's not intentionally. Some is intentionally. They're just assholes, and therefore you need to get the fuck away from them. But when people hurt you, it's not. I'm not saying it's right, but just know that it's not personal when they're hurting you. It's just because they have a lot of trauma. They experience a lot of traumatic experiences within themselves, and therefore they're projecting all their trauma onto you. This is why it seems like it's personal. It's not personal. They've the same ways you're experiencing these people. These same people experience from other people from past generations, but they're just bringing their trauma into you, and this is where you get your generational curses. Ta-da! And the reason why you're experiencing all this is because you have an important soul mission. God wants you to break these generational curses so you can live a abundant life for yourself. And just know that you're not alone. God is with you. I'm with you, and that you have a great mission and purpose in life. So don't give up. Ask for help. Do the best you can to heal. Fight for yourself, and like I said, God gives his toughest soldiers. God gives its toughest soldiers its toughest battles. So just know that you're a very strong individual, and you will get through the other side, and you have a lot of happiness and bliss and abundance waiting for you on the other side. So keep grinding, keep kicking ass, and don't afraid to ask for help. People, at times, people are the answers to your problems. Sometimes you need that extra hand. Like, comment, subscribe, and have a good one. Peace.